Joseph E. Kloecker was born in 1952, the third child of Edward J. Kloecker, Cathedral Prep class of 44, and Catherine A. Harmley Kloecker, Villa Maria Academy class of 46. Like many of his classmates, Joe's father, Edward, enlisted and served in the Navy in World War II and was then called back after the first two children were born to serve in the Korean conflict. Ed and Kay went on to have Joe and 5 other children. After the youngest was in school, Kay served many years at St. Vincent as a nurse's aide. Joe grew up in the early 50s in the shadow of St. Vincent Hospital. In what turned out to be good luck, his family was forced to move to make way for the hospital parking lot. The family moved up the road to West 27th Street, where the legend of Kloecker Alley grew and became the gathering spot for hundreds of basketball games over 3 decades. Joe went to Sacred Heart and learned under the guidance of the Sisters of St. Joseph. He began a very active life, making many friends along the way. As part of a hard-working family, Joe was a morning paper boy at a very young age. The SSJ education was superior, and Joe enrolled at Cathedral Prep, continuing a long Kloecker family tradition that continues to this day. Joe likes to joke that Prep had 1,200 boys, and he was 5'2" and 105 pounds. With his large family background and outgoing style, he had no trouble taking care of himself. Joe played every intramural sport, and he was always the captain. He worked in the nearby Chancery office as a maintenance man, starting at $1.35 per hour. Other than a few senior priests who are here tonight, Joe often states he's one of the very few in attendance who worked directly for Prep's founder, Archbishop Gannon. Upon graduation, Joe took that long 2-block walk down Sass to enroll at Gannon College. He was very active at Gannon, serving as president of his fraternity, where he made many new lifelong friends to add to his core Prep friends, who also joined the fraternity. Of course, he worked all 4 years at Weschler's Shoe Store. Joe graduated with a BS in accounting and ultimately went back to Gannon to earn his MBA while employed at Marine Bank. In October of 2022, Joe received Gannon University's Distinguished Alumni Award. During his early years at the bank, Joe met Diane Marie Kenziora. Joe and Diane were married in 1981 and had a very successful 28-year marriage until Diane's death from breast cancer in 2009. The unsurpassed joy was the birth of their son, Andrew, in 1995. Diane left her career behind and became the best mother Andrew could have ever imagined. The family traveled extensively until Diane's illness took over. She gave the best foundation to Andrew, who enrolled at Prep only 3 weeks after his mother died. Diane chose to aggressively battle the disease even in the face of a terrible prognosis, all so she could help Andrew get through as many years as possible. Andrew, who graduated from Prep in 2013, and Caitlin Sweeney, who of course are here tonight, were married this past May and live and work in the greater Philadelphia area. Both are Penn State graduates. After a 20-year career as Senior Vice President and Controller at Marine and PNC Bank, Joe, Diane, and then 1-year-old Andrew chose to remain in Erie versus PNC in Pittsburgh. He started at a small investment advisory firm on West 6th Street and recently retired from HBKS Wealth Advisors after a very successful 27-year career. Joe has been very active in the community and has served many organizations, including Prep and Gannon, always in a leadership role. He has stayed active in retirement, serving as a trustee of the Sisters of St. Joseph Mission and Ministries Foundation, and as an advisor to the Investment Committee for the Catholic Foundation of Northwest Pennsylvania. Joe considers himself extremely lucky to be from a large family and to have a large group of core friends. This fact, along with Andrew and Caitlin, give Joe a great outlook for the retirement years ahead. Joe is a very proud graduate of the Cathedral Prep class of 1970. Prep is where his solid foundation was built. He is very humbled to be here tonight to be inducted into the Cathedral Prep Hall of Fame. Congratulations to Hall of Famer Joe Kloecker.